Hello and welcome back to this video series where we're looking at building our blueprints. So far we have built up this light and we can, like I said, destructible area, and we can turn this on and off and so on and so forth. Now if we right click here and choose play from here, you can see that as we move around here, then we're actually floating around. So in this video we're actually going to tackle the putting in an actual player character. So let's press the escape key, and we're going to go to our blueprints. I'm going to right click and we're going to go down to new blueprint. Now you see we have actor, pawn, character, play controller and game mode. Now we want to create a character, so we're going to click this and we're going to call this BP underscore my character. So let's open this up, and you can see that we have some defaults here. So we have this default capturable. If we go to defaults, you can see we have a bunch of options here. If we want to add animations and our mesh, clothing and so on and so forth. But for this, all we want to do is we want to go to add components, and we want to go down to camera. I'm going to name this FPS underscore, let's see, FPS underscore cam for camera. And we just want to, let's see, roughly place this into position here. So this is it for the blueprint for now. So let's compile this, and let's just close this old blueprint here. And what we want to do now is we want to go down to edit, project settings, and under engine, let's see, is it under engine? Yep, under engine we want to click inputs. And let's just maximize this, and here we can add the inputs for our movability. So we're going to click on axis mapping. We're going to click new, and once we click this little plus button, we're going to be able to drop this down, and we're going to type in move move forward. And now we can start to assign some values here. So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to deal with the W key. So under none we can go down to let's see, so none, I'm going to go down to keyboard, and let's look for that W. There we go. Now next, as you can see, we have a scale, and this is a value of 1. So this means this is moving in the positive direction, which is what we want. So let's add a new key here, and we're going to choose keyboard, and we're going to choose up, and it's going to choose +1, which is perfectly fine. Now what we need to do is we need to add the S and down key, and these are going to be negative values. So let's choose keyboard, and we're going to go down to S and set this to a -1. I'm going to add our next key, and we're just going to choose down, and again -1. Okay, so we have our first axis mapping. Let's add a second one. So we're going to say move left / right. Then under these values, this is where we want to add our D and A. So we're going to go ahead and choose keyboard, and let's see, we're going to choose D, and let's add our right. Let's choose, let's see, right, and we're going to go down to A, and we want to set this to a negative value, so -1. And we can do the same with the left. And we also want to set this to a -1 value. So our next axis mapping is going to be the ability to turn. So let's go ahead and choose turn. And for this we're going to be using the mouse. So we're going to go down to mouse, and we want to go ahead and we want to choose the mouse X. And we want to go ahead and add our lookup. And this is going to be mouse Y. And so we have the basics of our axis mapping here. So now we want to close this. We want to choose add for action mapping. And the difference is that the action mapping is used for things like jump and fire, so on and so forth. So let's add this, and let's type in jump. And inside the jump, we want to assign the keyboard, and we're going to choose, let's see, spacebar. And we can add another one here. We can add the keyboard. Actually, it doesn't matter. We could add two different buttons we want, but we're just going to close this, and so we have our jump set up. So we have our axis mapping set up for the movement, and we have the action mapping set up. So what we need to do now is we need to choose export. Okay, and we're gonna, or at least I'm gonna overwrite the input.ini file. Press OK. And once we have that, we have set up the inputs. So in the next video, we're going to go ahead and build our Kismet out of this. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to build up the movement of the character here.